Hey everyone, welcome back to the RPGames YouTube channel. My name is Ralph. We have liberated Kenabres from the hands of the demons. We're now at a campsite outside of Kenabres. There's a good amount of things to do, apparently. One of them is to speak to Arabet, which I'm wondering if that's what I want to start off with. Oh, she's actually accompanying me. Alright. So, she can watch me loot the place, as I usually do. Because what else is a Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade supposed to do, right? I mean... where are we off to here? We're just gonna explore the whole map. Have Arabet follow us around like a puppy. After all, she's only the commander of the Eagle Watch. I'm the Knight Commander of the whole freaking Crusade now. I guess we have Queen Galfrey to thank for that. And we saw in the previous episode that a number of demons turned into Crusaders. So we basically have to... if I knew that as a Knight Commander, I would have to kill every single Crusader just to find the demons. For some reason... that would be metagaming. Oh, that's a really small recruit over there. The beginning of a long road. Find the location of the recruits from Nerosian. Okay. We'll bring them up to speed. Okay, so looks like we can do... or we're fulfilling quests without even realizing it. Okay, Sela is here. Maybe we can speak to her real quickly. Group of soldiers is talking loudly, laughing joyfully, and passing around a flask. So picture this, my sword is by the fire, and there's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more are digging through my tent. And I'm sat in the bushes wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail, once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. So what did you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know. So they all went wild and started running around. I spot my sword and they spot me. So I jump over to the fire wearing nothing but my mail shirt. I grab my sword and yell in my big tough voice, "Oh, Inheritor, grant me the power to crush these filthy creatures." My sword's shining, the goblins are screaming, I jump to attack them and they fight back, but I fought them off somehow. Ever since then, I never take a step without my weapon. Oh, that's some story. Stop gulping. Leave some for us. We've only just set off and you're already drinking, and with the queen in camp, stop this at once. Yeah, Sela, you drunken paladin. The knights quickly snap to attention. Sela raises the flask and says loudly, "Right you are, Commander Turbate. We are but drinking to the queen's health." Sela, show some discipline. There we go. Respect my authority. Sela becomes serious and puts the flask away. My apologies, Commander. That's better. You're a paladin in an army, not a mercenary on a raiding party. Make sure you act like it. Okay, great. Let's hope that that doesn't nip us in the butt at some point with Sela betraying us. Because we showed her who's the boss. This, I'm guessing, is the way out of the camp. A summon small earth elemental, okay.
What's that?
Alright, they're guarding the camp, apparently. Oh, we found some money buried right outside the camp. Wasn't very smart. Not with Knight Commander Cauldar in the ranks. You better not be burying any money any place nearby. So I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put it in my own stash. That's how we roll.
Follow me.
Oh, now I have to run all the way back up? Okay. I mean, you would think as a Knight Commander I'd be able to walk through that ditch, but apparently not. Oh, here's Lan. With the level up, Lan now has a dog, and I named the dog Wendu, of course, after his former girlfriend, Wenduak. Wendu, you're a dog. It's gonna be funny. Okay, there is no conversation here. Oh, there is more looting. See if we can find a merchant in a moment so that I can sell all this stuff. You wonder, you know, with role-playing games, like, how is he carrying all that stuff? But, yeah, let's not worry too much about realism, right? It's a role-playing game. I am carrying around like 50 swords, probably, by now. We almost grabbed all the loot. Ember is somewhere nearby. Don't tell me she's near that fire. Oh, she is. Examine the campsite of the Eagle Watch. Okay, we did that apparently. And who else is here? Nenio is here, probably giving some kind of explanation on science. Darren is here as well. He's happy to see me. Ah, there you are, you dashing troublemaker, you. Our short acquaintance is coming to an end. Very soon you will depart on your crusade, where you'll scrape by on horrible rations, struggle vainly to fall asleep amid snoring soldiers, be rudely awoken by the freezing cold, and have to look upon the dour faces of self-righteous prigs, before you finally perish in the maw of some demon. I have a journey ahead of me too. I just rented a sailboat in the south. I've also hired an excellent chef and a host of other entertainments. Well, to each their own, I suppose. You know, I'm genuinely sad to see you go. If it sounds like mockery, forgive me. I cannot switch off my venom gland on a whim, you see. But you intrigue me. If only we could have spent a little more time together, but of course, not under these conditions. Let the Crusaders and the demons have at each other. With any luck, they'll take this entire sanctimonious spectacle down with them. You know, I would like it if you stayed too. You intrigue me too, yeah. I'm very intrigued by your evil ways. Darren's eyes light up a little. He's obviously pleased by your attention, yet he answers in his typical mocking tone, "Alas, life is full of disappointments. I must reject your offer. In any case, I intend to wait until the army departs. I do love a good send-off, especially when it's I who is staying and someone else who's heading off to meet a dreary and hopeless end. Sometimes it does one good to ruminate on the unfairness of life. Well then, farewell, Commander. I assume I shall be your most precious memory on this most disgusting and exhausting road to the pointless slaughter of battle. Or, if not the most precious memory, then at least the most stirring." Okay, so apparently we did not convince him to stay. That's fine. Woljev is over here. He's not very talkative, but he's next to a box of loot. So, you know, just acting as if I want to talk to him. Actually, I was more interested in the loot. There is supposed to be something here still. Oh, it's over here. Yes. Okay, now we have to look for a number of things here. If I look at the journal, examine the campsite of the Kenabres Knights and talk to the army quartermaster. The Kenabres Knights. Okay, we need to find them first, of course. We have been around, so...
Check that out.
Field medic, okay. What do we find? May Kenabres be damned. I spit on the streets of Kenabres, I spit on its granite walls and its stained glass windows. If tomorrow the ground trembles, splits apart and devours this cursed city, I will not shed one tear. No one here, not a single soul, deserves any compassion. Everyone who lives in the city is a criminal. If there were any justice in the world, every one of them would be hanging from the gallows. Prelate Hulrun and Queen Galfrey chief among them. There's some treason going on here. Ask anyone on the streets what they know of mongrels. The answer will be dumb silence or the lowered eyes of a scoundrel who knows their crimes but doesn't want to think about it. Mongrels, a disgusting nickname which the residents of the city have given to the brave Crusader heroes who defeated the forces of evil but paid for it with their health. Covered with scabs and tumors, bloated and gnarled, they were no longer beautiful enough to be tolerated by the very good people they'd saved. As a reward for their heroism, the city dwellers exiled them to the sewers and damp caves beneath the city. The author of these words went down there and spoke with them, and I'll have you know that the ugliest of them is more noble than all the paladins of Mendev, not to mention that head-chopping prelate and his murderous queen. And if any pretend that today's city dwellers aren't responsible for the crime of their grandfathers, then I will spit in their face, for the grandchildren of the exiled are still down there, crawling in the mud and eating garbage. And everyone who knows about this and does nothing, and everyone who should know but prefers blissful ignorance, I say they're all guilty and they repeat the same crime every day. And as long as this doesn't change, any citizens who desires to fight a demon should take a knife and stab themselves in the stomach. Or in the eyes, if you're facing a succubus. Because a succubus does interesting things with eyeballs. For your city has already rotten and you are no better than the demons. And if anyone would repent and right this terrible wrong, they should turn their weapons on the prudish paladins, who preach good but defend an order that flies in the face of justice. Down with the paladins, down with Prelate Hulrun, down with Queen Galfrey. Well, I kind of agree with the Prelate Hulrun sentiment. I mean, I almost killed him myself. So these are recruits. These are holy crap. Grandma Gretlin, the director, a well-dressed old dwarf, is lecturing a motley company, shaking her ladle at them belligerently. Noticing you, she flings up her hands. Good afternoon, your commanderness. Do you remember us? We're the crew from the next door theater company. The one you saved in Kenabres, back when you weren't your commanderness net. As you can see, we've come on the campaign with you. We've signed up to clean pots and mend the soldiers' clothes. Keeping up a theater is expensive, so we all have taken to side jobs. But we don't stop what we're doing. We're going to put on a play about your legendary feats. I'm guessing I'm going to be played by this Cyclops dude, right? Of course, the crowd scenes are difficult, so we can't find the people to play the hordes of demons, and we decided against using a ritual to summon real demons. Yeah. Very smart. Luckily, we have Master Kem. He's invented a way to solve this problem using sound. We caught a pig and some piglets who ran away from a burned out village. We put the piglets in a box and scared them a little, and they sound and the sound they make is just like an approaching demon horde, yes. Having experience with piglets, yes, that is very true. They can sound really bad, yeah, that's true. I thought it said we cut the piglets, I was like, what? But luckily... Well, it's still not okay to scare them, but, you know, at least we're not cutting them up. The most important question is, of course, choosing the lead actor who will play the Great Knight Commander. We had a right Barney over it, breaking a number of lances, as well as a shovel, a rolling pin, and a set of back scratchers. We just couldn't decide no matter what. Maybe you can help us? We have 2 candidates that are most suited to the role. One will have the honor of conveying your heroism on the stage, Commander. A Cyclops actor. He's completely tame, believe me. Has a few issues with the articulation, but what a powerful physique. We'll make him a nice costume, wash him up, brush his hair. Truth be told, in our show, you mainly just make short heroic exclamations, but at fateful moments, like onward, or we'll never give up, or my heart burns with courage. Lampkin can definitely handle the script. Or a gnome? Not a gnome, 2 gnomes. Rubbledum and Hierophant are twins. One of them sits on the other's shoulders and puts on a long coat so they can play tall characters. They switch places every so often, so each gets their moment of fame. And that way they each only have to learn half of the script. Yeah, let's go with the Cyclops. He's happy about it. He's gonna save my life at some point in the campaign, I'm quite sure. Just because of this gentle act on my part, he now owes me. Wonderful. Sorry we took you away from all the important things heroes and commanders do. We're off to rehearsal. I mean, first we'll wash some pots, and then we're off to rehearsal. Let's go, you lazy lumps. Don't embarrass old grandma now. Right. Okay, so... This is still not the Knights of Kenabres. How about this? Oh, Jarnock is here. Good day, do you remember me? I'm Jarnock. We spoke in the Defender's Heart, so you're the commander of the Crusade now. Erastil knows it's hard to imagine someone worthier of taking up the post than the savior of Kenabres. May the good gods help you prevail. What were you doing in the Defender's Heart? What I was bound to do under my holy orders, I healed the wounded and buoyed up the healthy to fight another day. I have no idea how you pronounce that. Buoyed. Yeah, let me know in the comments. You helped me with Latin phrases, so how about you help me with English too? Have you joined the Crusade? Don't take it amiss, but no, I haven't. I have my own task. I'm needed in Chili Creek, a tiny hamlet which, due to some oversight, has been left without a priest these many years. I'm about to set sail for there. I'll be making my journey along Old Man Salem. Alright. We have Horgus here. Okay. And we have... Oh, the army quartermaster. Okay, we found him. Wilser Garms, the burly soldier with an impressive beard, greets you with a broad smile. Wilser Garms, the camp quartermaster at your service. How may I be of help? Oh, okay, he's the merchant. Great. How about you tell me about yourself, buddy? There's not much to tell, really. I was born in Kenabres in a humble family. Got an education, taught myself to read and write. Got drafted into the army, spent 3 years as a shield bearer on the first line. I left after I did my time and joined the Stonemasons Guild, then moved on to the shipwrights and rose to a crew chief, sailed to Iobaria twice, returned with goods, made some money, built a house, haven't started a family yet. I think I will after we're done with this war. Yeah, talk about an optimistic view. But a few years ago, something started gnawing at me. I got this feeling like I needed to go home. There was a storm headed for my native city. And when there's trouble in Mendef, there's only one thing to do. You go to the recruiter and sign up for the army. And so I did. At first they wanted to make me an infantry sergeant. Then they decided I'd be a better fit in the supply department. Can take care of army property, and I'm pretty handy around the warehouse, not to mention I know how to manage a band of helpers. So that's how I became the quartermaster. And what are your duties in the camp? Well, a little bit of everything. What's an officer to a soldier? A strict father. So what does this make a quartermaster like myself? Something like their mom? That's what. I make sure the lads have everything they need to defeat the enemy. Come back from battle in one piece. That means food, firewood, medicine, tents, mended clothes, fixed weapons. The horses have got to be fed and watered. The camp's got to be fortified by the evening, broken up by the morning. I make sure the wages are paid on time, and the wagon wheels don't squeak. And then there are reports. God, until you ask, I never realized how many duties I actually had. What do the soldiers think of their new commander? Oh yeah, I'm curious about that. They mostly tell tales about your unusual power. They don't shy away from talking about you as a person too. Soldiers are always like that. If Iomade herself descended from heaven, you bet they'd jabber on about how she grips her sword and how good she looks in her armor. Hey, if my soldiers compliment me on how good I look in this armor, I'm not gonna complain. I do look good in that armor. Look at me. The soldiers believe the gods favor you and that it wasn't a coincidence you gained your power in the Grey Garrison. Who else could something like that happen to, except for the gods' favorite? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do some buying and selling now. I'll be right back in a sec. Alright, we sold a whole bunch of stuff. Here is the Kenabres Knights. We found them. There's an altar of Torak, the father of creation, altar of Saran Ray, altar of Desna. This place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from corruption. And then an altar of Iomade. Okay. Field medic. Let's just explore everything here now. Oh, here is Camellia. Beautiful day. It is. It is indeed. We found another book to grab. And here is Visali. Okay. What? Where did they come from? Oh, it's a Storyteller. And Nenio. The Storyteller probably has a bunch of things for us. Like stories. The old elf smiles when he hears your footsteps. Allow me to congratulate you on your victory and on acquiring mythical powers capable of casting down the strongest of demons. I got that page you were looking for from the Grey Garrison. The Storyteller carefully takes your find. Yes, you are right. Another piece of evidence from the past I have forgotten. Thank you. If you find more pages like this, please bring them to me. Maybe by putting them together I will be able to lift the veil on the mystery surrounding my story. Okay, we'll probably find some more options there. Have you decided to join the Crusade? I have decided not to, I'm afraid. My path and the path of the Crusade lead in the same direction, but alas, they are not yet one and the same. After the demons were driven away from Kenabres, the path into the World Rune became open, if only temporary. I'm planning on using this opportunity to visit. Doesn't matter now. I'd hate to bore you with the details of my venture, which may prove useless, even for myself. However, I'll try to return to the Crusaders and aid them in their confrontation with the demons after I'm done. I hope to meet you again in this world rather than the next. Let's see if I have something more that can provide a story. Ah, you found Finnean. Okay, Grandpa Elf, watch where you're poking your fingers, it tickles. An old thing created long ago by divine will. Oh, that's a gold buckle, okay, but the power that gave birth to it lost in the darkness. However, the relic still lives on, though it has changed. I wonder what secret it is hiding. Would you like to know it? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence and I will revive this object and with it its story. 5. Okay. Let's, can we do that? I don't know, we don't have 5, tell me what you see about Finnean. Hello, Grandpa Elf. Hello, Finnean. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? It kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table and the bladesmith, everyone calls him the bladesmith, he placed a device with a jar over me. Feels like I'm being fried. First I tried to break free, but I got tired. Then I screamed, now I lost my voice, but the pain is burning right through me. I think I lost consciousness again. When I woke up, pain was gone. I wasn't tied to the table anymore. I was standing near it. Someone else was lying on the table, a burned corpse covered with black crust. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off his head in a very focused way. Jeez. Should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. This burned corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do. An eye and a star. My favorite belt, a good one. Where would a stranger get one? Must have been someone from my clan, distant family member. Those Crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how was it that I killed them all? Someone told me to, and I obeyed. I don't understand. I don't understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop, even for just a minute. I have to understand what's happening to me. Just need to rest. This is Finnean's past. What happens in the future? The dead have no future, but I see an endless ocean on a good day and a boat flying over the waves. I'm so excited. But I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul existing there and now, or a soul reborn? Please take care of this young lad. He is finally in the right hands. Do not worsen his suffering by involving him in dishonorable deeds. Go on, Grandpa Elf. I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about, but don't you worry about it, alright? Look after yourself. Okay, so we need the magical essence. Let me see how much of that I have, actually. Nothing, apparently. I thought it was a purifying solution, but that was not what it was. Nura Dendiwar's tent. Who is this? This is Nura Dendiwar's tent. It seems she brought a lot of unnecessary items along with her. Well, unnecessary. I'll be the judge of that. But who is this person, I wonder? She reads books. Or he or she reads books. Alright, we got some gold. That's good. Okay, I think it's time we head over to our tent. Oh no, Terabate's tent we also have. Alright, let's check that out. This is mine and Anivia's tent. We're both used to traveling, but the queen insisted our tent to be furnished like a commanding officer's. Okay. Let's grab some stuff from your tent too, I mean, while we're at it. What's up with this bed? This massive bed is clean and neatly made. Only commanding officers are allowed such luxury during marches. Okay, so I better have a gigantic bed in my tent, you know? Ooh. Half plate. Yep, let's grab that. Thank you. Airbed doesn't need that. Is the queen waiting for me in my tent? Where's my bed? Where is my bed? That's it? Oh man, so disappointed. Okay, let's grab all of that stuff. Let's ignore the queen standing there. Oh, is this... Oh no. Where is my personal chest? It's this one? Yeah, probably. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, who do we have here? Oh, here is Nura, Social. Oh, I think Social is actually another possible companion, right? Good to meet you, Commander. Okay, Nura. I have been through your tent recently. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so the Queen is the one we need to talk to. The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air with which she just announced the 5th Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds. I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them, and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation. A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziul Bainik. One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
Okay, we found Lindsay.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
When we met at the Defender's Heart, I never imagined you'd make me the commander of the new Crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it. However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the Crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade.
Did you know that the souls of angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first wardstone in Kenabres, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works. Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the wardstone in Kenabres, and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a knight commander of the 5th Crusade.
You should know I received an unusual gift in the caves beneath Kenabres. In a vision I saw the death of an angel called Lariel. Somehow he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the world wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on this special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
So what are you going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the 5th Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
It does. I mean, am I not allowed to ask questions? Is that insubordination already? Damn. I'm going to have to kick some serious butt among my companions if I'm not to allow questions. Jeez. My queen, I'd ask you to remain with us. The Dresden campaign is the hope of the Crusade, and the blessing of Iomede that you carry may be decisive in this battle.
Here, a polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign? I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the Crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito.
Cool.
Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, I want to have a double bed like Erebet. You know, something fitting a queen, perhaps?
Of course. I shall answer.
How did the demons manage to conquer Dresden?
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
I saw Staunton at the Grey Garrison. He defected to the demon side.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
You punished him with a life of disgrace and humiliation, and that life finally broke him. It is sad, but not surprising.
Perhaps exile would have been a more merciful sentence than decades of service among those who despised him. I was hoping he might atone for his guilt with a heroic act, but he likely decided that atonement was impossible, and he might as well give himself over to evil.
So what forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Nerosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
It's been decades and no one has managed to retake the city. Why do you think this will be different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Kenabres. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Kenabres. We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
What about the long-term goals? Do you know how to get rid of the world wound forever?
Now you are talking like a real knight commander.
Yeah.
However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed. The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened. The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the Abyss.
Okay, a little ambitious in my opinion, but you know.
Wonderful. Splendid. Ah yes, we have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
Yes, double bet, here it is.
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
Now I'm actually jealous of that title. You need like a A4 size business card with a title like that.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
That's a great idea.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
The Queen bestows a smile on you and then brings her gaze to rest on Darren once more.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenabres has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post. But I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the Crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Then let's get going. May Iyomade help us.
What's up, Anivia? So, tell me straight, how did that brawl at the Grey Garrison end? I heard the rumors, of course, that's kind of my job, you know, to listen. You have no idea what cobblers the Crusaders say about you. Some say that Iyomade came to you and appointed you her herald. Others say that you died and an honest-to-God angel is now leading the army disguised as you. Still others say that it was just an explosion in an alchemist lab and I'm the one spreading rumors about your powers. I wish. But you know, you really have changed since the Grey Garrison. It's hard to describe, but you kind of become more stately, more dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander, and by Desna I hope you'll be dangerous to our enemies and not to us, or to yourself. Watch yourself now. Okay, so I guess this is a good moment to end the episode. I'm gonna see what I can do in the next episode. Probably it's gonna be a combination of speaking to one of the new companions and then trying to go out and maybe even try Crusader mechanics if they're available now. There are some tasks outside of the camp, so we'll dig into that in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to follow along, and I will see you in the next video.